It's really difficult to find a piece of luggage that's 70 liters. There's plenty of 60 liters and a lot of 80 liters, but not 70 liters. And to me, 70 liters is sort of this sweet spot for a bag that's on the big side of small. So a bag that's bigger, but not big, if that makes any sense. That's a good size for extended travel. Maybe you're going across different climates and you need a big heavy jacket, but you also need a swimsuit, all of those things. 70 liters is kind of that sweet spot. And the Patagonia Black Hole Wheeled Duffel is just in that range of 70 liters. It is right there at 70 liters, but whether or not it's the right piece of luggage for you depends entirely on how you travel. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter with my review of the Patagonia Black Hole Wheeled Duffel 70 liters. The Black Hole is a long-standing line by Patagonia. This bag comes in a duffel without wheels, but you're probably looking at this Black Hole because you're thinking it might make good travel luggage. But more on that in a minute. It comes in two colors, this all black or a flashier buckhorn green with light orange handle accents. The green will definitely be easier to spot on luggage carousels, but I tend to go for the darker luggage that hides its wear and tear a bit better. Patagonia says the redesign of the Black Hole is less shiny than previous versions, but make no mistake, the recycled polyester ripstop used here is noticeably glossy. The hard plastic back is covered with the same polyester but has a matte finish and contrasts nicely with the shinier elements. The Black Hole 70-liter version measures 70 centimeters by 35.5 by 30 centimeters, and the use of polyester here makes it about 25 grams or about a kilogram on average lighter than similarly sized luggage in this price range. Typically those tend to use nylon and it's a little bit heavier. When it comes down to it, the Patagonia Black Hole is just a light bag. It only weighs 3,550 grams or 7 pounds and 13.2 ounces. Nylon is tougher but heavier and doesn't give you the weatherproofing this TPU film laminate provides. Around the back there are two plastic protective guards going up about halfway the height of the Black Hole, and there are plastic elements around the wheels as well. And I haven't had this issue, but you'll notice where they bolt into the plastic frame is exposed, potentially leaving it vulnerable. I mention this because a lot of other users have reported bent wheels after taking this bag on a trip, so a flight. So through the baggage handling process, those wheels can get bent or out of shape. Again, I haven't had this issue, but it's something to be aware of. I think when enough users report something happening, it tends to be an issue, and seeing that the bolts on the wheels are exposed, I can see how that could happen. So it's just something to note. It might be an issue with these bags, although I'll keep an eye on this Black Hole to see how it holds up over time. Now, moving on from that potential wheel issue that might affect some of you, I do have some gripes that are going to affect all of you. It all starts with the handles. See, there's this plastic frame here on the bottom that serves as a grab handle, but on the other side, the handle is a flimsy fabric one. So if you're going to pick up this bag, it's going to have this solid side on one end, but then on the other end, it's going to be kind of floppy and a little bit unbalanced. And when you load up the Black Hole Duffel with gear, this part gets stretched and isn't very comfortable to hold. Holding the Black Hole from the top is also super awkward because even when this bag is empty, it tends to lean back toward you, so into your leg. And when it's loaded full, the handle is just flimsy and that disbalance is even more amplified. So what ends up happening is you use the retractable handle that doesn't really grip or work at all just to hold this bag firmly from the top. So even when the bag is slightly loaded, that is just a completely awkward grip, and then the retractable handle can open up, and if you want to grab it from the front, the bag is now leaning into your leg. It's just a mess. There are also no handles on the sides, so basically you have to use the duffel handles, which is totally fine if you're hauling the Black Hole into the trunk of a car, but taking it up a flight of narrow stairs, not so comfortable. And I know some of you are probably thinking now, like, yeah, duh, it's a duffel bag that just happens to have wheels. And I get you, that's totally fair, but for those of you who are hoping that this might be your next travel luggage, those are a lot of drawbacks, which is really unfortunate because the interior of this bag is absolutely great. Patagonia have really maximized the interior space here, giving you a large 70 liters to work with. There's one big bucket with no internal dividers, and you can use the space in here right up into the corners, giving you a lot of usable room. Internal compression straps also give you a little bit more room if you're packing softer items like clothing, so you can pack things down even more tightly. There are two pockets here on the main flap without much depth to them, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the interior storage. To me, this is how you design a piece of luggage so that you make the most out of its internal storage space. See, 70 liters on one bag isn't the same as 70 liters on another bag because the way manufacturers calculate the liter volume storage differs. They can make a bag seem a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller depending on how that calculation is done. And I've made an entire video about that, so I'll leave a link to that down in the description if you want to learn more about how companies determine the liter volume storage of a bag. But all of this is to say that the Patagonia Black Hole Wheeled Duffel 70 liters is a pretty big bag when it comes to internal storage, but isn't too awkwardly wide or tall, and it sits and it looks a lot smaller than it actually is. This is a minimalist bag that's not too minimal for air or train travel. Giving Patagonia the benefit of the doubt, maybe they didn't include the handles on the sides to keep the weight down, but there's no good excuse for the flimsy zipper pulls. The Black Hole 70 liters lack of handles make it difficult for you to carry it around, especially if you're already wearing a backpack or handling other gear. To me, the Black Hole Wheeled Duffel is a great bag if you're going to be using it to haul gear that's going right into a car trunk or a truck trunk, things like ski boots or fishing gear, all those kind of things where you're just going to grab this bag, put it up into the trunk of a car, take it to your destination, open it up and use your gear outside that bag. I think for those purposes, this bag is great. It's also great for family trips because it's got a large enough size so you can carry, things for different family members. It's got a lot of storage, but it's just really not designed well for use in airports. Trust me, you're going to be looking for those handles when you want to take this bag off of a luggage carousel or maybe put it onto a scale at check-in. In a lot of different scenarios that you would find commonly in airports, you're going to be looking for those handles. And in any other way to pick up this bag aside from the duffel handles that are on the top, it's just going to be really awkward. So although the Patagonia Black Hole Wheeled Duffel gives you a lot of internal storage space, there are a lot of good things about this bag. It is very light to carry. It's just not really built well for airport travel. That's my review of the Duffel Wheeled 70 liter Patagonia. Let me know if you have any questions about this bag or any thoughts about anything I've said in the video. Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video.